Hi everyone, it's Sarah from the Lily Rose 9314, and today I will be discussing the winter finale of Vampire Diaries. Woo! I know I haven't been in the Vampire Diaries review for at least about 2 weeks, so let's catch up on what happened on those before I get into detail about this episode, because I actually really enjoyed this episode. Well, except for a few small things. That's why I never liked Stefan. I swear, Stefan's just getting more and more to be my least favorite character. But we'll discuss that later. Okay, so what happened during the other episodes? Let's check. We had Thanksgiving, where Lily, Ted, and Julian got tied together, and yada yada yada. And then we learn more about Lily and how their father abused both Damon and Stefan, and Lily knew about it because she was just a really weak human being, and it just, I know, I get it. You can't always do something about it, and I get that, and I'm not saying I didn't understand Lily, but at the same time, she let Damon get abused whenever he was younger, and that just really pissed me off a little bit, you know? I don't care if you are afraid of getting hurt. That's your child right there. How could you be so heartless to let him get abused by his father, especially if he didn't take the blame? Especially because he took the blame for you. I mean, you're the one who was stealing the money, and you decided to let your husband burn Damon with a cigarette. I mean, come on. You even knew how much pain Damon was in. You even knew what he did. He did to Damon. You didn't do a damn thing about it. And yes, you tried to do something about it, but in all actuality, whenever you knew he was the father was an abusive asshole, and you turned into a vampire and you went off to go start your new family, you don't think you could have taken Damon and Stone too? I mean, obviously, Genevieve or Giuseppe, Giuseppe. Apparently, Giuseppe never found you. Always thought you were dead. I mean, how hard is it to fake that your children have an illness too, so he thinks that your children are dead? I mean, come on. No brainer right there. But whatever. Another thing I liked about that episode was Damon's speech. It was just so beautiful. Great job acting with Ian Somerhalder, even though this episode, the finale, it was kind of a little bit on the harsher side, and yeah, I get that Damon feels pissed off that his mother abandoned him, and he has every right to hate her, but he seemed kind of assholeish in this one. But, I get it. I totally understand. Whenever you hate your mother as much as Damon does because she let you get abused, yeah, it's totally understandable. Whatever. I might get a lot of hate comments for that, but, I don't know. Whatever. But I loved his speech going like, I don't care. Because Stefan heard the whole story, but Damon doesn't know the whole story, and he doesn't want to know the whole story about what Lily was doing, because that speech that Damon so happily gave Stefan on Thanksgiving made a lot of sense. So, like, our mother faked her own death, lesbian abused, carelessly tossed her own family aside and started a new family, and left her children with an abusive asshole who she knew was bad and knew that he would hurt her children, but she did nothing about it. So I felt no freaking remorse for Lily Salvatore either. I was kind of Damon on this one. But, yeah. So let's get on to this second episode, which was titled, Kiss Me, Love Me, Kill Me, Thrill Me? Thrill Me, Kill Me? It was something like that. And, Lily finally stopped being a dumbass hooker and realized that Julian was using her kind of like Giuseppe was, but I think Julian is actually a little bit nicer. I don't know. I personally don't know the guy. He's only been in a couple episodes, so who knows? Who knows what happens? He has, like, similarities to Giuseppe, and he totally killed Valerie's baby unless Valerie's making it up. I mean, you never know if these heretics, who's telling the truth and who's not telling the truth. And then, yeah. So then we have Mary Louise and Nora's engagement during this episode, and I was just like, okay, well, whatever. I personally don't care for the couple that much, and it's not because I don't support the, you get what I mean. It's not because I find anything wrong with lesbians or gay couples. In fact, I am totally all for pride and equality and loving who you want to love. But it seems like this couple doesn't work for me. I mean, Nora's a bitch, Mary Louise is a bitch. And putting two bitches together, it's kind of like it's like putting two magnets together and they flip apart. So I knew they were gonna tear apart sometime. I mean, it kind of sucked, yeah, the way they did it, but whatever. And got a lot of things in the last episode. I don't know why I didn't cover it. One thing I have to cover is freaking Lily's death in the last one. I was all like, you stupid hooker. He probably unlinked you already, so how could you do that to yourself? Why didn't you just stab Julian? I didn't get that part, whatever. So Lily killed herself, and the last thing Damon, like, everyone's saying these nice things to her, and I'm all like, I'm waiting for Damon to say something horrible to his mother, because it's what to be honest, it's what Damon does, and I love his whole, I was just trying to be honest with her moment from this season finale, because, from this mid-season finale, I'm just over here like, okay, it was such a Damon thing to say, you made your bed, now you lie in it, and I know most people said that was harsh, but it was just totally a Damon line. I loved / hate that line, because I do get that saying nice things to your mother while she's dying is a pretty standard thing people do, but people also have to think of this from Damon's point of view. She abandoned her children to some abusive asshole. She let the abuse happen. She was alive for like 70-something years and never once told Damon and Steven that she was dead. That she wasn't dead. I mean, you can blame Damon for hating her just a little bit. I mean, yeah, sure, I get it. Whenever your husband's an abusive asshole, you don't want to be around your husband, but couldn't you at least not, okay. How do I get this out? Okay. There we go. I get that your husband's an abusive asshole, but what was her excuse whenever Giuseppe was dead, huh? Why couldn't she just let her children know that she was alive back then? I mean, come on. Whatever. I don't give a shit about Lily. Whenever she died, I didn't cry at all. I'm just all like, whatever. I hate Lily to begin with, so peace. Peace and love. Yeah, not peace and love. But, I'm just like, her death was kind of well-fitting. I'm sorry. It's just, okay. That's what you get for, fucking putting Elena in a sleeping beauty coma, bitch, but whatever. Whatever. I mean, this mother is a terrible mother, so how could I feel sorry for her for killing herself in this episode? And I know most people would probably call me heartless because of that, and yeah, I did feel something, but whenever, it's kind of like Joffrey from Game of Thrones, I really can feel sad about this character death. It was a character death that was well-fitting for the villain at hand, I'm sorry. Okay, so, but I did like how she tried fixing the last episode. I should say that. I really don't like it when they try to make a villain a likable character before they kill them. I mean, I'd rather they have just killed Lily because, she's a bitch anyway, and there was nothing she could really say or do to make me like her that much. Yeah, she did love Damon in her own twisted way, but I wonder where her fucking devotion came from, because if people remember season 6, she didn't want anything to fucking do with her children. All she wanted was her heretics back, and that was it. Dunzo. Didn't want anything to do with Steven or Damon, and then suddenly she does a 360-degree flip in the last episode and goes, oh, I want both of my sons to be part of my life. This is what I say to Lily Salvatore. If you abandon your children and just expect them to come back in your life without effort, I'm sorry. I personally do not care for people like you, and whatever. Whatever, I'm glad that Lily's not a character anymore. It's kind of like Kai with me. I'm just like, yay, no more of that. Even though, no, I actually liked Kai more than I liked her. And that's saying something. Because Kai had that little redeemable moment towards the end, but then he killed Jo and her babies, and then I hated him again, and then Damon chopped his head off, and I was like, yay. Yay, so enough about that. Let's talk about this episode. So this episode starts off, and this is like the funniest starting point because me, my dad, my sister, and her fiance were all watching Vampire Diaries tonight, and I'm guessing my sister is a Steroline fan. I have no way of knowing that, but we open scene to Steven and Valerie talking, and I knew from spoilers that there was gonna be another controversial couple, kind of like Bonnie and Enzo, and I'm just over here like, I could sort of ship Bonnie and Enzo. I mean, Bayman was more of my style whenever Elena died, but whatever, I could still see that ship happening, especially about the hotness for that was going through them at that one party. So, yeah, I could totally get on board with that ship, and I already told people multiple times that I actually really ship Valerie and Steven together, so whenever it's revealed that they were together, I was actually really happy because the thought of Steroline together just really bores the living fuck out of me. I don't know what it is, I just don't think they have any chemistry whatsoever. Their kissing scenes are kind of like forced scenes, and I don't like it, and it's not the fault of Candace and Paul because they're great actors, it's just that their chemistry I don't think goes well with each other, and I don't know if anyone feels the way I do. For people who like Steroline, can you tell me down below why you like Steroline? Let's make that one question to answer, because I never really cared for Steroline. I'm all like, okay, that could be a nice idea, but whatever. And then it happened, and I was like, this is way too forced, and it sucks, and I'm sorry, I just don't get it, and I don't like it whatsoever. It pained me more to watch Steven and Caroline together than it did Steven and Elena, and that's saying something because I'm a Delana fan, and Steven and Elena just tortured me every time, and I just wanted to hurl every time I saw Steven and Elena together. But with Steven and Caroline, it was just like, okay, now I definitely just want to actually puke, because this is just like, what, the most forced romance since Padme and Anakin. I mean, whatever, but, you know, you like what you like, right? Okay, so let's get back to the show. With Steven and Valerie getting together, I liked it, but my sister was like, ugh, no, and I'm like, I'm sorry if you're a Steroline fan, Stephanie, but Steroline is probably one of the most forced romances ever, and I don't like it. So I actually like this. I actually like Vicky and Steven. Is it Victoria, or is it... God, I can't even remember, the chick's name. Comment down below. I'm, like, stuck. Valerie, there we go. I'm actually a Stalery fan. Sal. What would you name their ship? I mean, I'm totally their ship right now. But as for the controversial couples go, it wasn't very controversial for me. I'm just all like, does Damon not get a love interest? I mean, Bonnie gets a love interest, Caroline gets a love interest, Steven gets a love interest, and Damon's just left all alone. I mean, whatever, Damon could be alone for 60 years while Elena's in a magical fucking coma, right? I don't know. They keep on having rumors that Damon's gonna get a new love interest, and I've been hearing it's gonna be this new vampire hunter, Reina, But I'm pretty sure she's gonna be Matt's new love interest. I mean, have you guys heard of Raina? Comment down below. Let me know whose love interest you think she's gonna be, because I think she's gonna be Matt's, not Damon's. I mean, the only reason there's speculations that she's Damon's new love interest is because she looks a lot like Elena. I don't see the resemblance, but I guess, whatever. If you want to replace Nina Dobrev, go right ahead. Honestly, I think this season is kind of better without listening to Elena whine every 10 seconds about how you can find the good in every single person, because there are some people where you just can't find it. I'm sorry. That doesn't exactly happen. But okay, whatever. Back on topic. Back on the episode. Then we cut scene to the funeral scene of Lily, and I did like the little eulogies, and then Damon being Damon. Like I said, Damon's kind of an asshole in this one. Until the last, 30 minutes of the episode. And then he just says on his mother, rest in peace, whatever. It was something, really mean. It's like, I didn't care for you when you were alive, and I don't care that you're dead. And I'm just like, wow, okay, that was kind of harsh, but, Damon is still in the whole I hate my mother mode, and yada yada yada. And then I come on, Damon. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, your mother's a horrible bitch, but at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, she wasn't, yeah, she's kind of one of the worst mothers I've ever seen on a TV show, but she could have been way more worse, but whatever. One thing I did enjoy was the Bonnie and the Nora friendship in this. Well, until the ending where Nora just, fucking takes Bonnie's magic and makes her pass out. What do you guys think will happen to Bonnie? Actually, because she's lost her magic like that before, so maybe, just maybe, she'll lose it again. I mean, what's up with Bonnie and losing her magic, every so often? And Bonnie didn't do a damn thing, and neither did Damon. This is all Steven's stupid fucking idea. Which is why I'm getting to why I will always hate Steven in a minute. Another thing that I found humorous was, Caroline's pregnancy thing. I mean, she mixed mayonnaise and blood together, and I'm like, okay, that's disgusting, but pregnancy cravings, whatever. And then we got her hormones, and I'm like, oh my god, her pregnancy hormones are bad enough, but every sense is heightened, so Caroline has these crazy pregnancy vampire hormones that are just, so funny, especially whenever she goes to the birthing class, and she's such a smartass during the birthing class. And then, she overhears these two couples going wow, this girl is in this teacher's class, and I guess that she's passing this year because she's pregnant with his kids, and she's probably banging him, basically calling Caroline a slut. And then Caroline's all like, I'm just gonna go tell him. I'm gonna go tell him off, and I'm gonna rip. And it looks like she's about to fucking rip their head off because, pregnancy hormones are bad enough. I mean, I can't imagine what vampire pregnancy hormones are like, and it was so amazing. I mean, it's the most amazing part of this episode, and I found it so hilarious. And can I actually get to how much better Candace's acting has gone this year, ever since Nina has literally just dropped off the face of the Vampire Diaries planet? I think all the actors, now that Nina isn't there, are actually doing a lot better acting. It's like, hey, our star actress left the show, but you know what? Fuck it. We don't need her. Here to make a good show, and it's exactly what Ian Somerhalder has been saying. You don't need someone who just doesn't want to. I get it, Nia didn't want to do it anymore, whatever, that's her deal. She could go star in movies from now on, even though I know she's only been in one since Vampire Diaries, and she has a new one coming up, and yeah, sure, I'll still go watch Nina and all her other stuff. It's just this one, it really irks me when actresses leave their shows for reasons that are unexplained, like they won't work in a movie career. No offense, Nina, but that's what Katherine Heigl did, and she's one of the most hated actresses to work with in Hollywood now. So do you want to be like Katherine Heigl? I don't know. But you do you, boo-boo. You do you. Okay, so let's get back to the actual topic. Okay, so this show really hit all the mother feels, and then we have this small segment where, but I want to talk about Mary and Nora Louise first, because they broke up in this episode. Like, really broke up. Nora wants to make something of herself, and they broke up. And Mary Louise just basically called, like, Nora just has this one line saying, when's the last time you ever did something for charity? Like, something really nice for charity. And, Mary Louise is all like, I did you, isn't that enough? And I'm all like, oh my god, that was just, like, such a horrible insult. I'm gonna use that. I want to use that some point in my life. Even though although I won't have another boyfriend because this one is awesome and I love him so much. So let's get back to that. They really hit all the mother feels, from Lily being dead to Caroline, like, leaving a wreath on her mother's grave. And can we, I just want to say, like I said, Candace is getting better at acting. It really shows since Nina left, and I guess it's better to actually focus on other actors when you don't hear Elena whining every 10 seconds about, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Oh my god. It's just like, stop fucking crying, Elena. But now that we don't have Elena, we don't have that problem anymore, and it's actually really enjoyable to watch the other actors shine now that she's gone, like I said. And, okay, so Candace, I loved her acting in this episode. The mother thing really made me cry, brought tears to my eyes. And then, of course, we have the whole trying to do Lily feels, and then Julian going all like, trying to tell Damon, well, I'm just gonna do this and this to you, and I really hope that your mother's in hell with you. And I'm just all like, dude, he's already lived with his mother for 6 months. I'm pretty sure he was in hell already, but okay. I mean, I just wanted, like, it. So, let's get this back straight, because I haven't been talking about. Julian actually found some way to put the Phoenix Stone in the sword, so it sends people into the Phoenix Stone, which is hell for vampires, like really excruciating hell. And I guess we'll see what it really does in the episode Hell is Other People, because we have 2 vampires that are now trapped in that stone, which we will get to in a little while as soon as I do this. Whenever Damon and Julian were fighting, and Julian was all hovering over Damon with that sword, and saying, I don't know what hell is gonna be your hell, but I hope your mother's in there with you, and yada yada yada. And I just wanted Damon to come up with something snarky for Julian, just like in classic Damon fashion, like he's been doing this whole entire episode, just shooting off random ass shit, insults. I wanted to have him do some insult towards Julian. Julian is the actually only one he didn't insult in this episode. I mean, Damon being Damon is trying to be bad Damon again, so no one fucking cares about him, obviously. So he even mentions, like, Steven's baby, and Caroline's pregnancy, and Alark, and his mother, and Nora and Mary Louise. He mentions everyone in this episode except Julian, because Julian is the one he actually kind of defends in this episode, and it's weird. It's weird to see that, actually. But, whatever. It's Damon fashion. Damon is being Damon because he doesn't have Elena in his life, and I still love Damon as a character. actually, but what do you expect Damon to act like when he's lost the love of his life? His mother actually almost never cared for him. Both his parents mentally fucked him up. And so did that war, because why else would it be in the Phoenix Stone? But, whatever. Whatever. I just wanted him to come up with some snarky retort, like, oh, well, she was here, she already put me through hell, so I guess I'll just relive when she was here, or, that's why I'm coming up with something snarky at least, like, oh, you mean, like, whenever your, supposed love of your life trapped my supposed love of my life in a Sleeping Beauty coma, because that's definitely gonna be in the Phoenix Stone, right? Right? I mean, Julian giving, like, one thing I hate about this episode was everyone giving Damon shit about the way he felt. He felt on how he handled the death of his mother. I'm just like, let Damon be Damon. I mean, come on. Come on, he has these emotions for a reason. He just didn't, he's not acting horrible to a woman who is actually really good, pure of heart, you know? He's doing this as someone who abandoned him to an abusive asshole of a father who never loved him and always favored Stefan more. So, yeah. I'm just over here like, okay, whatever. Just I wanted Damon to do a snarky retort, and then we have the fight scene between Julian, Damon, and Stefan, and Julian is about to kill Stefan, and Damon just shoves him, and then Damon gets trapped in the Phoenix Stone because Julian stabs him, and I knew that was coming because the title of next episode is called Hell is Other People, and it's mainly focused around Damon, so I knew he was gonna get trapped in the Phoenix Stone, so that was no surprise, but it is Stefan's fault, and I even wrote down this is all your fault, Stefan, because you didn't let it go, and you couldn't let Julian just grieve by himself. I mean, I get it, he killed your mother, but your mother was actually no prize, so I didn't get it, you know, it's one of the things I just don't get. I don't get how people could care for a mother that literally just abandoned them and was just such an asshole to them. And didn't even want to come back to them in the first place. It's just, okay, whatever. I do get that forgiveness is a good thing, but with Lily, I don't think she deserved it. But that's just my personal opinion. So one thing that really shocked me during this episode was that Nora actually stabs Stefan through the back of the Phoenix Stone, because, that was fucking funny. That was hilarious. Like, she was all like, you kidnapped Mary Louise. Bah! Stabs Stefan with the Phoenix Stone. And I'm just over here like, okay, that was kind of deserving, because he's the reason why Damon's trapped in there. So both the Salvatore brothers are trapped in the Phoenix Stone, and I didn't really expect that. I expected either Stefan to be trapped in there, or Damon to be trapped in there, not both of them to be trapped in there. But, we'll see next episode what happens with the two brothers in the Phoenix Stone. And another thing I liked about this one, like, oh my god, I really hated the Steroline moment. Like, Damon's lying dead and they're having a Steroline moment, and I'm like, is this a really fucking appropriate time to have a fucking Steroline moment? Seriously? When Damon's trapped in the fucking Phoenix Stone, you can't find a better time to be romantic? Whatever. And then Caroline's going like, yada 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 about mothers, and her mother was actually worth grieving over. Lily was not. I'm sorry. So whatever. I agree with Stefan. He should have just let it go, or else this all could have been avoided. I mean, it was Stefan's dumb fucking idea in the first place to kidnap Mary Louise, which proved Julian to be pissed off, which proved him to stab Damon, then Nora to stab Stefan to take Bonnie's magic. It was all a fucking mess, and Stefan just was the reason for all of it, and just all like, I get it. If a person murdered my baby too, I would do anything to get revenge on them. But there are more appropriate ways to get revenge on a person. Like, taking Like, I wish Steven would have been a little bit more patient, found a better way to do this plan, not just like, you don't reveal to someone, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I mean, how stupid is that? But whatever. Steven is probably one of the worst people to actually murder a person on this show. He's not cunning enough to do it, and he's not smart enough to do it either. But, whatever. So, overall, this episode for me was the best of season 7 so far, and season 7 is actually getting really good for me personally. So leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys thought of the episode, and I will see you back here January 23rd for the recap of Hell is Other People. So bye guys!